right, it's the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video, Tuesday evening edition, weather for weather geeks. We haven't been here for the last few days, but we're back this evening talking about the rain that we've had over the last 24 hours and what we can expect as we head into midweek. We've had a healthy drink of water in parts of the valley over the last 24 hours. These are actual rain gauges with their data uploaded to the internet. Therefore, we have access to them in our weather graphics system. And the last time this graphic updated, a little before 6 p.m., we had registered over the last 24 hours a little over an inch in New Middletown, 1.26 in Latonia, and pretty close to an inch in New Garden, 0.56 in Calcutta, but we've had some rain since the graphic last updated down in southern Columbiana County. Generally, though, pretty heavy amounts over in Mercer County last 24 hours, from Slippery Rock to Jackson Center to New Lebanon, well over an inch worth of rain. Just in the last 24 hours, this looks like a bad reading on the north side of Youngstown up towards Churchill, but again, our downtown studios, 0.7 inches up on the roof. Here at WFMJ, we've had 2 rounds of rain, the steady rain last night and then the kind of scattered showers and storms that occurred this afternoon. Taking a look at today's numbers at the airport, 1.15. Last year on today's date, we had 0.34. For the month, that takes us to 1.7 through the first 7 days of the month. That puts us a little more than 3/4 of an inch above average. And for the year, we're up over 20 inches now at the Youngstown Warren Airport, a healthy 3.42 inches above the average. The water table in pretty good shape here locally for the first half of 2022. As of this recording, 6:39 p.m., the last of the heavier rain. Exiting to the south, still some pretty hefty thunderstorms just after 6:30 this evening down towards Steubenville. Heading down into parts of Harrison County. This is also heading through southern parts of Beaver County towards the Pittsburgh International Airport and then into greater Pittsburgh as we go through the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. Some gusty winds and some heavy rain with this. This line has been very subtly trying to show some little pieces of rotation here and there over the last few hours. Nothing that looks like it's going to spawn a tornado or anything, but we've got a fair amount of speed wind shear in the atmosphere. In other words, not a lot of directional shear where you have a changing of the wind direction with height. We just have a pretty good changing of wind speed with height, providing just enough of an ingredient that an isolated weak tornado couldn't totally be ruled out somewhere across the region today. There have been no tornado warnings, but I've been keeping an eye on some of the velocity data off the Pittsburgh Doppler radar source late this afternoon, and there's been just a couple of spots where some very modest rotation has been noted, but the chance of any location in western PA down into the panhandle of West Virginia seeing a tornado over the next hour, very, very small nonetheless. The last of the raindrops will push out pretty early this evening. Now, the air mass is still pretty moist. It's been a muggy day. Dew points have been well up into the 60s, but look what's happening to our north and west. Dew points have dropped into the 40s and 50s from northwest Ohio into parts of Michigan. And yeah, compared to 24 hours ago, big change. Detroit 11 degrees lower for the dew point, 14 degrees the number in Grand Rapids, and 9 degrees cooler or less humid, if you will. The dew point has dropped 9 degrees, I should say, over the last 24 hours out into the Chicago area. We can expect that kind of change around here. Our 60s dew points will be replaced by dew points mostly in the 50s. Now, we've had some rain, and the sky will clear as we go through the night tonight. That's a pretty good recipe for some fog. Now, it's not fog season with the short nights. Typically, we have a lot more fog once we get towards late summer into early fall. But still, you can get fog with the right ingredients, and some patches of perhaps locally dense fog will be out there very early in the day. Now, at this time of the year, with the early sunrises and the short nights, fog typically doesn't stick around that long. But early morning risers, watch out for some lowered visibilities. Once we lose the fog, though, actually pretty nice day coming up on Wednesday. With a mix of sun and clouds, it'll be a pretty seasonable day. We are expecting highs around 77, average is 76. Now, if you have outdoor plans for after work, I think we'll be dry through the daylight hours on our Wednesday. This bout of showers and storms likely to push in just after sunset, maybe towards 9:30, 10 o'clock, maybe as early as 9, but the vast majority of the daylight hours will be usable, if you will, on our Wednesday. But this will be a pretty good slug of rain for a few hours during the mid to late evening, some thunder and lightning, some downpours, and maybe one more residual shower first thing Thursday morning. But Thursday will turn out to be a decent day, a little on the cool side, with more of a northwest flow. We'll struggle to get above 70 Thursday afternoon. Same idea on Friday, with high pressure building across. The next weather maker, there's some question marks with the weekend forecast as to how much of this moisture will try to scoot to our south on Saturday, how much of it will graze our area on Saturday. If the more southerly direction ends up being favored, Saturday will turn into a pretty decent day. If this moisture wants to come a little bit farther to the north, we'll have to allow for more clouds and showers at the start of the weekend. Either way, I don't think the weekend is a washout, but showers will be a possibility Saturday, and we've added a chance for a spotty shower or a thunderstorm to Sunday's forecast as well. But again, I don't think it's a washout. But a shower or storm here and there, something we can't rule out 5 days in advance. So, a lot of people have outdoor plans at this time of the year on the weekends. So that's where things stand at the current time. We do have a change to the weather pattern heading our way towards mid-month. I've been talking a lot lately in these videos about the lack of high heat in the first half of June. Well, just about halfway through the month, right around the 15th, the pattern is likely to change. And watch what the jet stream does as we head into next week. It really buckles with a big ridge poking up over the Great Lakes and the Midwest, and this is a warm-looking weather map for right around the 15th and 16th. I think we've got some middle and upper 80s in our forecast, or in our future, I should say, as we head towards the middle portions of next week, about 9 or 10 days from now, 8 or 9, maybe 10 days from now, plus 7s for high temperatures. By next Wednesday and Thursday, that puts us in the mid-80s. So pools will get a little bit busy once again by the middle of next week. Not a lot of pool weather to be had this week and into the weekend, but by the middle of next week, things will be midsummer-like once again. That'll do it for me tonight on Weather for Weather Geeks. Tomorrow evening, we'll take another look at the weekend forecast, update you on the rain chances. We'll take another look at the longer range trends. Will that heat that arrives middle of next week stick around for a while, or will it be a 2 or 3 day thing? We'll start poking around at those ideas tomorrow evening on the Valley's most in-depth forecast. In the meantime, thanks for watching tonight. Have a great rest of your night.